only listen to people who are younger than me. These are the only people with ideas. You cannot give me any advice. You can help me. You can support Donda. You can cut a check.
This could very well be Kanye's most dangerous breakdown yet, and that's saying a lot. When it comes to wild celebrity meltdowns, Kanye West often stands alone. From storming award stages and delivering rambling monologues to launching a doomed presidential bid, Ye is infamous for his unpredictable behavior. But in the past few weeks, he may have scorched more bridges than ever before. Fans and collaborators are deeply alarmed by Kanye's recent outbursts. People are asking, what led to this? This rapid-fire breakdown will dive into his latest controversies and their explosive consequences. Why did Kanye attempt to hijack the Super Bowl spotlight with a controversial ad campaign? What's fueling his repeated attacks on Kendrick Lamar? And what about his jaw-dropping confession about his protege's family drama? One that's stirring legal speculation among his former allies? With mounting legal threats and public concern, how much deeper could Kanye's troubles go? Ultimately, we'll confront the most pressing question. Can anyone or anything stop Kanye West from completely wrecking his own legacy, or is this just the beginning of something even worse? This whirlwind started on Grammy night, where Kanye appeared uninvited at the red carpet event. Even without a formal invitation, he showed up alongside his wife, Bianca Uri, who immediately drew attention with her provocative outfit. While posing for photos, Kanye was caught encouraging Bianca to remove her fur coat. According to experts who analyzed the footage, his gestures and lip movements seemed to suggest he was directing the whole scene. The exact words Ye reportedly used were, "make a scene," and "mission accomplished." Once Bianca dropped her coat, all eyes were on her see-through dress, which left absolutely nothing to the imagination. With that move, Bianca effectively became the first person to stroll down the Grammy red carpet in an outfit that was, for all intents and purposes, no outfit at all. Unconfirmed rumors began circulating almost immediately, suggesting that Kanye and Bianca were booted from the event after the stunt. Some claim Kanye's grand plan had been to confront his longtime nemesis Taylor Swift, who was up for multiple awards that evening. However, event officials later clarified that Kanye and Bianca had left voluntarily shortly after their attention-grabbing photo op. Kanye wasted no time declaring victory on X, boasting that Bianca was now the most Googled person on Earth and proclaiming, "We beat the Grammys." Whether that claim held any truth was questionable, but it certainly got people talking. A viral clip soon emerged showing Bianca hesitating to drop her coat while paparazzi cameras flashed all around. A body language expert weighed in, noting that Bianca appeared visibly uncomfortable, possibly even frightened. This fueled speculation that Kanye may have pressured her into pulling the stunt against her better judgment. But the drama didn't stop there. Just as the internet was digesting Kanye and Bianca's red carpet antics, Kanye decided to up the ante. On February 6th, Justin LeBoy released a candid interview with Kanye, in which Ye revealed he had recently been diagnosed with autism. Kanye drew connections between his diagnosis and some of his past behaviors, adding that he had also quit taking his bipolar medication in order to focus on his creativity. The very next day, Kanye took to X and launched into one of his most shocking rants to date. In a series of now infamous posts, he expressed admiration for Adolf Hitler, openly identified himself as a Nazi, and declared his own racism. He also claimed complete control over Bianca and publicly voiced his support for Diddy. The rant sent shockwaves through social media, leaving fans and critics alike scrambling to make sense of the escalating chaos. Kanye's self-proclaimed supportive puff was undeniably selfish, as he set his sights on exposing those he believed were working against black moguls. In his usual provocative style, Kanye gave a nod to Elon Musk's free speech policies on X, even thanking Elon for letting him vent. The irony of this praise wasn't lost on observers, as Musk himself had faced backlash for a controversial moment earlier that year, an alleged Nazi salute during President Trump's inauguration. But Kanye was just getting started. On February 10th, he made another audacious move, launching a Yeezy ad during the Super Bowl. With ad slots going for around $8 million, Kanye clearly dropped some serious cash. Yet the ad seemed less about showcasing his brand's designs and more about testing boundaries. Visitors to Yeezy.com were met with a single item for sale, a t-shirt emblazoned with a swastika. To make matters worse, the shirt was tagged with the product code HH-01, a reference so blatant it left no room for interpretation. Many were stunned that such a controversial design made it to the airwaves. It didn't take long for the fallout to begin. Shopify, the platform hosting Kanye's store, quickly took the site offline, citing a breach of their terms of service. By February 13th, Yeezy's online presence had been shuttered, and personal turmoil seemed to follow. Reports surfaced that Kanye's wife, Bianca Sensi, was filing for divorce, reportedly seeking a significant share of his wealth. As the month continued, Kanye's behavior became even more inflammatory. On February 27th, he posted a call for jewelers to craft a swastika chain, declaring it a long-time dream of his to wear such a symbol. The next day, TMZ cameras caught him sporting a swastika t-shirt, an act he described as another day of high-quality anti-Semitism. For most people, this would represent a definitive low point, but Kanye, true to form, didn't stop there. Instead, he set his sights on another target, preparing to take aim at one of rap's most untouchable figures, Kendrick Lamar. On March 14th, Playboy Carti rocked the rap world by finally dropping his highly anticipated album, Music. The project exploded onto the charts, debuting at #1 and selling nearly 300,000 copies right out of the gate. It was an undeniable win for Carti, but what really set the internet buzzing was the surprise: 3 secret Kendrick Lamar features. Fans found Kendrick on the tracks Mojo Jojo, Backdoor, and Good Credit, an unexpected collaboration that had people talking nonstop. While many listeners celebrated the union of Carti and Kendrick's unique styles, Kanye West was having none of it. Just hours after the album's release, Ye took to X, stating bluntly, "I don't like Kendrick Lamar's music. He raps very good, but I didn't need to hear him on Carti's album." The comment was jarring, considering Kanye had only recently praised Kendrick's record-breaking Super Bowl halftime show as the best since Michael Jackson's iconic performance in 1993. Just last year, when the Kendrick and Drake rivalry was at its peak, Kanye even jumped into the fray by remixing a track and tossing in his own bars of support. Historically, Kanye and Kendrick weren't strangers to collaboration. Kendrick was handpicked to open for Kanye's Yeezus tour in 2013, and they worked together on the 2016 track No More Parties in LA. Their past partnerships made Kanye's sudden shift in tone even more surprising. According to Ye's posts, the real source of his ire seemed to be his own involvement, or lack thereof. He hinted that some of his verses had been removed from Carti's album. One post read, "Carti made my favorite music until I heard Kendrick on it. What I'm saying is not about Kendrick, he's just a pawn." The insinuation was that Kanye felt sidelined, not just by Kendrick's presence, but by a broader move that left him out of the spotlight. Things took a darker turn as Kanye began to lash out further. He made inflammatory remarks, calling Kendrick a rapist, and claimed that no one listened to or recognized any of Kendrick's songs. It was a bizarre pivot, especially considering Kanye had just been praising Kendrick's Super Bowl show. Now, he was walking back those compliments, saying that he, Travis Scott, or even Drake, his longtime rival, should have performed at the Super Bowl before Kendrick. In typical Kanye fashion, he muddied his criticism with off-the-wall statements, including a derogatory comment about Drake. By then, the meaning of Kanye's posts had become increasingly unclear, leaving fans and onlookers puzzled by his sudden and vehement attack. Ye's frustration wasn't just limited to being left off the album. He also lost it when Carti told Kim Kardashian he wanted to collaborate with Kanye's daughter, North West. "Tell my niece North, send me a song," Carti reportedly said. This sent Kanye into a full-blown meltdown. He took to social media, writing, "How it looked for me to get left off the album. And then he asked Kim to have my vocals for my daughter. I held my tongue about being on Carti's album, but him going to my ex to ask my daughter to be on a song 2 days later was too far. Nobody finna play with me. Sheesh." From there, Kanye's posts grew even more heated. He made a chilling threat to legally burn Carti in a gas chamber and labeled him a child. Kanye didn't stop there. He dragged Carti's estranged baby mama, Iggy Azalea, and her 4-year-old son Onyx into the mix. He wrote, "Hey, Iggy Azalea, I need to get Onyx vocals on my song. That's my nephew. Oh, and I'm gonna rap about one of your businesses. The Iggy quickly fired back, pleading with Kanye to leave her son out of it. "Cool, I understand the point you want to make. I just say with kindness, and as a mother, please leave my child out of this." But it didn't stop at their online spat. Just days later, Iggy shared a jaw-dropping story during a live stream. She described her first meeting with Kanye back in the early 2000s when they discussed a potential deal with his label. According to Iggy, the meeting took an awkward turn when Kanye played porn throughout their conversation and openly admitted to pleasuring himself during the meeting. If that wasn't enough, she claimed Kanye even asked her about her boyfriend's, size. When clips of Iggy's revelations went viral, Kanye confirmed her account with a casual, "This is true. and a shrug emoji, stunning everyone. The man appeared completely unfazed. Then, in true Kanye fashion, he shifted his focus once more. On March 15th, Ye dropped a new song called Lonely Roads, Still the Sunshine, featuring some eyebrow-raising guests, Diddy's son Justin Combs, and Northwest. The track opened with audio of Diddy speaking from jail. Yes, Diddy was, and still is, incarcerated on trafficking charges and facing a mountain of lawsuits. Kanye's decision to feature Diddy on a song alongside his 11-year-old daughter sparked immediate outrage. It was yet another example of Kanye's increasingly erratic decisions, leaving fans and critics wondering where it all would lead next. Kim Kardashian reportedly fought hard to stop the release of Lonely Roads. She was appalled by the inclusion of her daughter, Northwest, on the track alongside Diddy. TMZ reported that Kim sent multiple cease and desist letters to block the song's release, but Kanye blatantly ignored them. In response, Ye went public, sharing a screenshot of their text exchange on social media. He declared that war was inevitable, even going so far as to tell Kim, "You're gonna have to kill me," on March 17. On that same day, Kanye stirred the pot further by announcing a casting call in Los Angeles for what he described as an all-male hooligan choir to perform his upcoming track, Carnival, live at Yeezy headquarters. The casting requirements were, to put it mildly, outrageous. They specified that participants had to have a skin tone darker than Sean Combs, could not be overweight, and had to be comfortable wearing swastikas. The bizarre nature of these demands immediately drew widespread condemnation. The following day, Kanye self-released an early version of his album, Bully. Rather than a traditional album drop, Bully appeared as a 45-minute video featuring Kanye's young son, Saint West. Kanye claimed that half the album's vocals had been generated using AI, but paradoxically, he also stated that he despised the technology. The release landed with a thud. While Kanye's albums once shook the music world, Bully was met with a collective shrug. Fans and critics seemed more fatigued than excited by yet another incomplete project from the rapper. But Ye wasn't done courting controversy. On March 19th, he turned his attention to Jay-Z and Beyoncé's children in a shocking social media post. Kanye tweeted, "Wait, has anyone seen Jay-Z and Beyoncé's younger kids? They're retired." No, like literally. And this is why artificial insemination is such a blessing. Having retired children is a choice. The post, implying that Jay and Beyoncé's kids were somehow retired or artificially conceived, sparked immediate backlash. Although Kanye quickly deleted the tweet, he later admitted that he only did so because he feared losing his social media account, not because he regretted the statement itself. Ye's resentment toward Jay-Z seemed to deepen after fans speculated that Jay had influenced him to remove the post. This prompted another round of inflammatory remarks. Kanye tweeted, "Now that y'all think Jay-Z made me take it down, I gotta double down." He followed it up with, "Fuck Jay-Z and his whole family." Fans and industry insiders were outraged. The attacks on Jay-Z and Beyoncé's children were labeled disturbing and disgusting, and Beyoncé's father, Matthew Knowles, stepped in to call Kanye out. Speaking to TMZ, Matthew said, "People pay a price for being stupid, especially in the music industry." Jay-Z and Beyoncé remained publicly silent about Kanye's tirade, but sources close to the couple indicated they were seriously considering legal action. Meanwhile, Kanye's outburst didn't stop there. He expanded his ire to include nearly every artist he'd collaborated with in the past, including taking shots at Tyler, the creator. It was just the latest in a series of increasingly erratic and self-destructive moves by the once revered artist. Kanye West lashed out at multiple artists on social media, leaving a trail of inflammatory comments and accusations in his wake. His criticism of Tyler, the creator, was particularly biting. Kanye claimed that Tyler had never made a memorable song and accused his latest album, Chromocopia, of ripping off Kanye's whole language. These remarks came on the heels of a widely discussed analysis highlighting how Tyler's contributions to rap have often been overlooked. Ironically, Kanye's rant seemed to underscore the very point the analysis was making. Tyler has never received the full respect he deserves. Future wasn't spared either. Kanye tweeted that, after listening to Playboi Carti's new album, he'd come to an unexpected conclusion: Future's washed. It was a stunning statement, especially since Future had long been regarded as one of rap's most consistent hitmakers. Kanye then aimed his vitriol at Ty Dolla $ign, his recent collaborator on 2 joint albums. He tweeted, "I can unwash Future. How could I unwash Ty? He's still got potential." The comment was cryptic, yet undeniably harsh. But perhaps the most shocking allegation came when Kanye turned his ire toward his ex-wife, Kim Kardashian. In a tweet, he accused Kim of being a full-on ex-trafficker for allowing their daughter, Northwest, to appear in an FKA Twigs music video. He wrote, "I am 100% convinced that my children are in a trafficking ring." The statement set off alarms, as it raised questions not only about Kanye's public accusations, but also about his mental state. The very next day, reports emerged that Kim had halted North's planned visit with Kanye upon learning that Andrew and Tristan Tate, controversial figures recently released from Romanian custody following sex trafficking charges, were expected to be present. Kim's legal team reportedly convened an emergency court hearing to block the visit. Kanye, according to insiders, failed to show up. After weeks of stirring controversy, Kanye made an abrupt departure to Tokyo on March 24th. Sources close to him told TMZ that the move was intended to help him decompress. Insiders also claimed that Los Angeles might be an emotional trigger for Kanye, while Tokyo provided a sense of calm and disconnection. However, despite this retreat, Kanye left behind a trail of potential legal and reputational fallout. The social media posts in particular could come back to haunt him. His allegations against Kim Kardashian could carry serious legal ramifications, potentially affecting his custody arrangements. On top of that, his statements targeting Jay-Z, Beyonce, and other prominent figures might open the door to defamation lawsuits. Rumors swirled that the Carters were exploring legal action, and it was clear that the Kardashians' legal team was already gathering evidence. With his inflammatory posts and stated ties to controversial figures, Kanye may have set himself up for a wave of legal challenges. Even Kanye's traditional path to public redemption, his music, seems compromised. The bridges he's burned with collaborators like Ty Dolla $ign and Playboi Carti leave him increasingly isolated in the industry. While he once relied on his art to rebuild his image, Kanye's recent outbursts and erratic behavior have pushed him further from the allies he once had, leaving fans and peers questioning what comes next. Kanye's recent actions have left him increasingly isolated. Both Ty Dolla $ign and Playboi Carti, who had previously collaborated with him on major projects, have publicly distanced themselves from Ye. They were even removed from his latest album, Bully. As Kanye's outbursts continued, it became clear that he was burning bridges at an alarming rate. The bigger question now is whether anyone can intervene to halt his self-destructive behavior. With a net worth exceeding $1 billion, Kanye's financial independence makes it difficult for anyone to step in and hold him accountable. And given his own statements, it seems that the only figure Kanye still looks up to is Diddy. Unfortunately, Diddy himself is embroiled in legal troubles, facing a high-profile sex crimes trial. This raises an unsettling possibility. Could Diddy's trial reveal additional alleged misconduct on Kanye's part? Kanye's vocal support for Diddy's release from prison has led some to wonder if their association runs deeper than previously thought. As Kanye retreats to Japan, many are hoping the time away will give him a chance to regroup and reflect. But given the trail of controversies and estrangements he's left behind, there's also a very real fear that his fall from grace is far from over. Will Kanye's time in Tokyo provide the clarity he needs to begin rebuilding his life, or is his decline only going to get worse? The world is watching closely, but for now, it seems that Kanye is more isolated than ever, left to face the consequences of his own choices.